see. Which side do you want me on?
Since you're going to be getting up and officiating stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a headset on?
Headsets on?
All right. Let me make sure that bracket's set up. Have you guys accepted your invitations? Is Bill, if you can hear me, Bill. Oh, okay, cool. There it is. I do need to adjust the tournament to be double elimination.
All right. And you need to start it.
Right, thank you. Okay.
Monday Night Mercenarium.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? How are you doing? Welcome back to another scintillating installment of Anthromancer's Monday Night Mercenarium. We're coming at you live from the Crack Fox in downtown St. Louis. We're here every Monday night. My name is Dan, the creator of Anthromancer.
And I am Sam. I'll be officiating today.
That's right. And we have a pretty low-key tournament for you this evening. We've got two competitors, so we're going to go ahead and do a double elimination. It's Bill and Ryan all night long, folks. Bill and Ryan. Now, as usual, we are sponsored by Courtesy Diner. Ping, right above Sam's head there. Courtesy Diner provides us with a small purse for a prize money every week. That means that there is $75 on the line. First place gets 50, second place gets 25. So both of our competitors will be walking away with money this evening. I mean, that's what you get for coming to Monday Night Mercenarium, folks. Before we get into the game, a lot of folks follow us online, have never played it before, so we're going to teach you how to play Mercenarium real quick. Let me just go to that right now.
Yep.
No, without any time wasted. How to play Mercenarium, Anthromancer's game of strategy, chance, and magic. Is that the button? That's the button. There it is, the basics. So this is a strategy card game developed right here in St. Louis, Missouri by yours truly for 2 to 4 players. During our tournaments, we do 1 versus 1 matches, sort of like with a chess timer and everything to keep it more controlled. The game feels a little bit like chess, poker, and Mario Kart. Each player controls a house at one edge of the board. It's going to be marked by a black star on the board and a little seal. And the cards they control will always be oriented towards their house, indicated by their orientation line. So on the cards themselves, you will see a black line pointed towards the player that controls the card. That's how we're going to keep track of who controls what during the game. Most of the game is played using cards from the main deck. These have black backs, so we call them black cards. Each card has a suit, a face value, and an orientation, and aura, or dots. Now, the face values are based on a traditional deck of playing cards. The only exception to this is that there are lords, one for each suit, and we'll come back to them in a moment. Capturing is where if you have a card adjacent to an enemy card with more dots where they meet, you are threatening that card. You can move into the space to capture the card. The first player to make 5 captures wins the game. When the player's made a capture, they put it face up along their edge of the board, and it's like a progress bar that they fill up. In the event that their dots are tied between two oppositional cards, we look at the alchemy wheel, or the certain suits beat other suits in ties, and this is going to be displayed on screen during the tournament. So in the event that blades and claws are tied, well, blades wins. In the event that gears and claws are tied, they're across the wheel, they annihilate, which means either card can trigger mutual destruction. And if they're the same suit, nobody can interact. They block each other. Summoning is playing a card from your hand. You can play a card in your house if there's not already a card there of any value, but if you want to play next to one of your in-play cards, it has to agree with it by suit or face value. Consecutive. It's kind of like Uno. Mm-hmm. So in the example on the bottom left here, you'll see the Jack of Blades being played adjacent to the 10 of Gears. That's valid because Jack is 1 higher than 10 in the traditional poker sequence. And the 8 of Gears, even though that's 2 away, is valid because it's the same suit as the 10 of Gears. However, the 8 of Claws is not valid because it's too far away in sequence and it's not the same suit. Same with the Ace. Movement is really simple. The cards that are in play can be moved one space forwards, backwards, left, or right, or orthogonally. That's right, orthogonally. Remember that, folks. You're gonna need. There's gonna be a quiz later. But movement's super simple. Cards can be moved one place forward, backwards, left, or right, orthogonally. Lords, I mentioned I would come back to these. They are like suit-specific jokers. For the purposes of summoning, they're wild, so you don't have to care about their suit or face value if you're playing them. Once they're in play, if you want to play next to them, they can only bring in other cards of their suit or other lords, because they're wild. And they fight in a weird way. Lords don't have any dots, so they always fight with their suit. So in the example here, the Lord of Blades will always beat a claw no matter how many dots that claw is showing, and it will always lose to a gear no matter how many dots it's showing. So that's how lords work. That's why they don't have any dots. They're like little mirrors. So the name of the game is Mercenarium. If you've earned a capture, you can use it as a kind of currency to gain control of a jack, queen, king, or ace on the board that you don't control. What this looks like is a player flips the capture face down to spend it, so they can't spend it more than once. That still counts towards their 5 points for victory, but it shows that it's been spent. And then they will indicate the mercenary they want to buy on the board and pivot it around to their orientation. So it's going to change its relative strengths and weaknesses, and on their next turn, they can move that mercenary. They can summon next to that mercenary as if it was theirs. The only limit is that if that mercenary was just played or just summoned, just summoned or just bought. If somebody else just bought it or you just played it, it can't be bought again for a full round. Everybody gets a turn, making it so that you will probably be able to play it, do something with it on the next turn. Now, at the start of the game, players are going to get 5 black cards, and then they're going to get 1 blue card. We call these, the hymns is what they're called. And hymns are sort of like, when I said there's some Mario Kart in here, these are the power-ups. These are the cards that make the game a lot harder to predict the outcome of, and there's 15 in total. Each one of these hymns does something totally unique. If you want to learn more or see diagrams for how they function, you can go to anthromancer.com and download all of the print and play assets in a big PDF package. And you can basically crack open the codex and follow along with us if you'd like. Otherwise, we will explain as they're used what their effect is so that you understand what's going on the board. You can only hold one of these at a time. And if you want to get another one, you have to make sacrifices from your hand. Either 2 cards, 9 or lower, or 1 card, 10 or higher, in order to learn a new hymn and draw a new one. And and then the last thing is drawing a card, which it's in here, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You covered it earlier.
We need to make this a video I can press a button for.
Yeah.
Because it's the same every week.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. I started to script it. But then I thought, life. And instead I watched The Lord of the Rings. The long one. There's 3 ways you can win in Mercenarium. You can be the first to 5 captures, which is like the default way to win. You can also, if you eliminate all of your opponent's cards from the board and take their house, you put them into limbo. And if all of your opponents are in limbo for a full round, you win. So in a 1-versus-1 match, that means that it's a pretty common way to win the game, eliminating limbo elimination. And then finally, if the game hits singularity, which we'll touch on in just a second, if at the very, very end of the game, if nobody has won by the time the last card is drawn, then the player with the most unspent captures wins. And in the rare instance where there's a perfect tie, in that case, we start looking at the value of the captures. So it's subtle, and you'll hear me making comments about it, but sometimes the value of the capture matters. So not always, though. Not often, even.
Not often.
I don't know that it's happened at all during the tournament yet. No. You know? These are the turn actions. We've summarized what they all are so far, but just as a reminder, you get to do one of these things per turn. So either play a card, move a card, capture a card, buy a card, sing a card, learn a card, draw a card, blah, 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 blah. One of those things per turn. Once you've taken that action, it goes to the next player. If you draw a card, that's your whole turn. It's that kind of a game. You don't draw at the end of your turn. And I mentioned singularity. In the event that either the hymnal or the main deck runs out of cards, we're going to pause the clock. We're going to reshuffle the discard pile and any cards that are left over into one deck, meaning the hymns, the blue-backed cards, and the black-backed cards are going to be incorporated together. It's the singularity deck. And at the end of each turn, a player can draw a card during singularity, but if that deck runs out, that's when the game ends and we start looking at capture value and stuff. Yeah. And then a couple of the hymns function a little bit differently, but we can cover that when we get to it, if we get to it. Mm-hmm. And that is sort of a meandering, lazy version of how to play Mercenarium. Sorry, folks. I'm honestly chill. I could go home and watch Lord of the Rings again, honestly.
Yeah.
When was the last time you watched Lord of the Rings?
We started it. We didn't finish it.
That's understandable.
Like half a year.
God, it had been like, I want to say like a decade since I'd seen any of them.
Oh yeah,
And man, it hits you like a pound of bricks. That's not very many bricks. A ton of bricks.
A ton of
That's
bricks.
more than a
A
pound.
metric ton of
A
bricks.
metric ton of bricks right to the chest. Samwise Gamgee, what a legend. Okay, speaking of which, where is our resident legend? Do we know? He's got a life.
Well, I mean, I know some things about like stuff that's going to happen soon, so like that might be happening now. I don't know if I can give away his personal details.
That's great. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I was just like, that was a very mysterious way to say that.
I don't know if what he told me was a secret, so I'm not going to tell the internet. Yeah.
And there he goes.
Okay,
there he goes.
excellent.
That's great.
I'm going to tell you one thing, utter silence.
Utter silence. All right, well, let's go to the freaking bracket, folks. What do you say? We've got this is the bracket. The bracket is Ryan and Bill. It's Ryan and Bill's night. You are the pretty little princesses of this stream. And if Ryan wins, then that means that Bill's going to have to face him in the finals. But if Bill wins, that means that Ryan's going to have to face him in the finals. Yeah, so you guys strap in. I mean, you can come up to the stage if you want to, if you feel like playing, because it's time. Oh, yeah, who is sitting where? Ryan's in the north, right?
Yeah.
Ryan, you're in the north. King in the north. Bill, you're king in the south. Yeah. Oh, now I have to do this. Oh, boop.
You're on the north end, facing north.
Awesome.
And by north,
Well,
we mean
yeah,
on
I
the
think
board.
that's. I don't know. If we're wrong, we'll just turn the board.
Which way is
Checking my levels. Checking
Seems
my
a lot
levels.
easier than-
Making sure.
right,
Yeah,
let's go.
time to go officiate. Right on.
Get to work.
Get to work.
All right. Okay.
So each player's gonna have 7.5
shuffled
minutes.
these a little bit. I'm gonna shuffle them like 2 more times.
While you're doing that,
I'm gonna get my card.
7. Ryan rolls a 7.
I'll take one just in case I get the fool or the fox rather.
Right, that's really the one that you gotta
That's
play.
pretty much what I needed for at this point.
It would be easier if Blades was 1 and then you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, but no, I didn't do that.
No, that'd been too easy. I blame the creator. I rolled a 7.
I see.
And Bill hits us with
less
a 4. That's not 7.
I'll wait until we see the cards.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something. It's a slow night, so I'm allowed to.
Oh.
Context for those at home.
Nice.
Can you still see the time? Yeah, you can still see the time. That's great. That's great. Everybody loves the look of money on stream, you know? It just looks like money.
Cards if I'm about
That's
this
visual
way.
interest.
That's right.
And ever since the U.S. changed their colors to Monopoly money, it's even more interesting. The colors correspond to Monopoly money, and I saw it happening as they were coming out. I worked at a gas station. I was like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. Well, here we are. To be more like the Europeans. They've got colourful money.
All right. Begin.
Bill's going first. Bill opens with the 9 of blades in his house. Ryan responds with the 9 of gears, the perfect foil to the 9 of blades. The colors look great. Ryan, you nailed the lighting this night.
Oh, thank you.
Bill moves the 9 of blades to the west, and Ryan follows suit with the 9 of gears. Bill moves again to the west, and Ryan plays the 8 of gears in the northwest corner. Ryan advances south with the 9 of gears. Trying the directions now, too.
I noticed.
Bill plays the Queen of Gears in his house. Ryan advances the 8 of Gears south. Bill dodges the Queen of Gears west, and Ryan advances the 9 of Gears south, moving towards that Queen. Even though he has a lower power there, Bill brings out the Jack of Gears north of his Queen to threaten the 9 of Gears, and Ryan moves the 9 of Gears east to evade. Bill moves the Jack of Gears north to threaten the 9 from the side, and Ryan advances towards Bill's house with the 9 of Gears to evade the Jack. Let's see what we've got. Bill's thinking. Now, if you've never seen a chess timer used in a tournament before, if either player hits 0 on their allotted time, they lose that match, regardless of how well they're doing. Oh, Ryan's using the first hit of the game, the Shade, which allows him to move an enemy card into any open space. He chose to move the 9 of Blades, Bill's 9 of Blades, into Bill's house, where his 9 of Gears is now threatening it based on suit. Bill moves the Jack of Gears north to threaten Ryan's 8 of Gears, and Ryan dodges south. Bill pursues. Ryan dances back to his original position. He wants to keep that 8 out there. Puts the ball in Bill's court. Bill summons the King of Souls off of his Queen of Gears. It is now threatening the 9 of Gears, and Ryan dodges that to the east. Bill advances with the 9 of Blades to threaten the 9 of Gears from the side, and Ryan moves south with the 9 of Gears. Bill moves the Queen of Gears over to threaten the 9. Ryan dodges to the corner, and Bill chases with the 9 of Blades. Ryan summons the 8 of Souls next to his 9 of Gears, to the west of the 9 of Gears. It is now threatening the Queen and the 9. He has Bill in a fork all at once here. That 8 of Souls is well positioned. Bill moves, dodges the Queen of Gears north, allowing Ryan to chase, capture the 9 of Blades, and continue to threaten the Queen. Bill keeps moving north. Ryan is now first on the board with 1 capture. He captured that 9 of Blades. And he's keeping the 8 on the Queen. He moves the 8 north to threaten the Queen from the east. Bill moves the King of Souls in to protect the Queen. It would make that a trade if Ryan took it. Ryan's going to go for it. Bill's going to take the trade. Ryan is now at 2 captures, and Bill at 1. Ryan's in the lead. Pretty amicable outcome of that. Ryan discards a couple of number cards to learn a hymn. Bill moves the Jack of Gears west to threaten Ryan's 8 of Gears up in that northwestern quadrant. Bill moves the Jack of Gears forward to threaten the 8 from the side, and Ryan dodges to threaten the King of Souls, which Bill now moves east, and Ryan chases east. Now Bill's moving the King of Souls south, and Ryan is keeping the pressure on, moving the 8 right with it, threatening it from its north edge. Bill dodges south to threaten Ryan's 9 of Gears, and Ryan moves the 9 of Gears north to evade. Bill moves his King back into his house, and Ryan moves the 8 of Gears to the center space. Bill draws a card. Ryan summons the Fool.
Nice.
He rolls the Lord of Bones. The Fool is a lord whose dots change based on the number on this die, and the circle icon means that the Fool is functionally unbeatable. It threatens anything, and he's right in front of Bill's house with it, so that's a very powerful position to be in, because any card Bill plays there, Ryan will be able to capture it. Bill dodges the King to the side, and Ryan leaves the Fool in place and moves the 8 instead to pace the King and prevent it from moving around. The Lord of Bones, the Fool with the circle icon, if the Fool moves, it has to be re-rolled. So Ryan has an incentive to keep it in position because it is so powerful right now, and it's in front of Bill's house. And he might risk it being weaker if he moves it. Ryan moves the Jack, or Ryan draws, Bill moves the Jack into the front of Ryan's house, and now he moves into Ryan's house, blocking Ryan's house, but Ryan still has 3 cards in play, so he won't be put in limbo anytime soon. He draws a card, goes back to Bill. Bill summons the 2 of Gears in his house.
Oh. Does that do it?
Yeah, we had a glare, but now that's better. Okay.
All right, thank you, Bill.
Continuing to narrate. It is Bill's turn. He's in Ryan's house, and his King of Souls is threatening. No, that's his 2 of Gears. My mistake. So playing the 2 of Gears there was a very interesting play because he's trying to bait the Fool forward to cause it to re-roll and possibly be weaker. Ryan moves the 9 of Gears over. I think he might see an opening. Bill's going to learn a hymn. Ryan advances to threaten the 2 of gears. And that 2 has nowhere it can go. It's being threatened by, oh, Bill has Fire Eyes. Fire Eyes is going to let Bill refresh his hand. He can discard any number of cards and then draw until he has 5 cards. Ryan's going to take that capture and threaten he takes the 2, gets to his 3rd capture. Bill could trade for the 9 of gears, but then Ryan's going to trade it to his 4th capture with the Fool. And so Bill's in a tough position there. Bill's going to play the Lord of Souls in the southwest corner. Ryan draws a card. Bill's going to ditch 2 and learn a new hymn. Ryan's going to use one of his captures to buy Bill's jack. Bill has 2 cards in play now, and they're both kind of hemmed into the corner, but not for much longer. He has Optimo. Optimo is a hymn which allows him to rearrange all cards within 2 spaces of his house. So it only extends out to the center space, but he can kind of build the edge of his board however he likes. He positioned that 9 of gears to be threatened by both the King of Souls and the Lord of Souls, but Ryan had Visionaire, and he used Visionaire to teleport one of his cards to any open space, and he moved his 9 of gears up to the northwest corner. Now Bill's moving across the board with the Lord of Souls, and Ryan is drawing. Bill's now threatening the Jack of gears in Ryan's house. Ryan dodges to the east. Is that any better, Dad Ketchum? Appreciate you, my friend.
Yep.
Okay. Ryan summons the Fox, a lord whose suit he gets to pick in the northwest corner. And the Fox set to a 1. You can see its key on the right-hand side of your screen. That makes it a Lord of Claws. Claws threaten souls, so Ryan is using the Fox to threaten that Lord of Souls. Bill's been dodging, and dodges right over to the other side of the board where he could threaten the Jack of gears, which Ryan moved into the northeast corner to evade. Bill moves the Lord of Souls south, playing defensively, and Ryan pursues with the Fox. Currently set to the Lord of Claws. Bill's going to take a turn to draw. Ryan summons the Queen of Blades adjacent to his Jack of gears over on the east edge of the board, and that Queen is now threatening Bill's Lord of Claws, and that Lord can't move anywhere. Bill dodges backwards. Ryan's going to take that capture. He's at his 4, and he's threatening the King of Souls. And he's closing in with the Fox as the Lord of Claws. Bill summons. Oh, can't do that. That's right. Bill's going to draw.
It's still under your board. Okay. Gotcha.
Ryan advances with the Queen of Blades. He's threatening the King of Souls now. Bill's going to annihilate using the Lord of Souls to take the Queen of Blades out. Ryan moves the Fox over. Bill brings out the Ace of Claws. Ryan moves the Fox south, hemming in that King of Souls there. That Ace of Claws isn't going to be able to do anything to the Fox. It can block it. Now Ryan starts bringing in the big guns, the Jack of gears coming south. Flying south for the winter there, heading straight for that King of Souls. He only needs 1 more capture to win, folks, and now he's got Bill in a tough spot. He's threatening the King of Souls. Bill dodges, and Ryan takes the capture. That's game 1.
All right.
Going to Bill. Or Ryan, going to Ryan. Sorry, other guy. The other guy. Hey now, hey now. So I did end up muting the table mic because there's an echo, and I can't really resolve it. So it's going to be a use sparingly thing, right? Like if we're like actively, I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to do about getting people. I need a better microphone for the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
So,
bring-
do we want to do like a micro interview for each round?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead and do
All
that.
right. So we're
Bill, come get exit interviewed real quick for content. I'll find that out while the exit interview is
all
going
right.
on.
Turning the mic on. Okay.
Yeah.
Increasing the levels. All right. So
Test real quick.
stand over here behind this thing. Hold that for me. All right. How are we looking, Dan?
Say what?
I was asking if we're good to go.
Oh yeah. You're good to go. You're good
Okay,
to go.
excellent. All right, so this is the exit interview. I've come up with a new question to start it off. What did you learn from that match?
Sometimes it just doesn't ever get started for you.
Yeah. That reminds me of that Picard quote. You can still make all the right decisions, but still lose. Yeah. All right, excellent. So, how do you plan on fixing that in the future?
Well, I'm going to switch to a different religion and start praying.
All right. Do you have anything to say to stream?
Nothing that would help your ratings right now.
Okay. All right.
All right. Nice. You can turn the mic off.
Yeah.
I believe y'all are gonna switch seats.
All
Nope.
right.
Nope.
Keep- Oh, yeah.
I'm wrong. I'm incorrect. It says that you are in the same seat, Ryan. So,
All right.
Ryan in the north. Ryan is king in the north once more.
All right.
So
Twice
game.
in one day. All right.
Okay.
Let's, are these shuffled now or? Okay, I'll shuffle them. No, I did not. Yeah. That's true.
Well, you wouldn't want to offend the New Jerseyites. I mean, it's not like they can read.
Oh, New Jersey. The butt of every joke for no reason.
It's not like they can read.
And just.
It is. It always is.
Dad Ketchum says someone has to be the butt.
Yeah, so anybody on chat, if anybody wants to defend New Jersey, go right on ahead.
I mean, really, it's a compliment to New Jersey because, like, it means you're at least impactful enough to be made fun of. It's like nobody's picking on Delaware.
Oh, yeah. Or it's like,
Delaware just doesn't count.
yeah.
The East Coast is just gone, but we're a West Coast type game here anyway.
Delaware keeps their head down.
All right.
We got it first. That was our compliment.
Okay. All right, and begin.
Oh, the Druid. Bill opens with the Druid attached to the King of Claws in his house. Solid opening play. Druid attaches to a mercenary and makes that mercenary loyal. It can't be bought. Ryan summons the Queen of Claws in his house. Bill's going to reload his hymn. And Ryan advances with the Queen of Claws, moving south towards Bill. Bill moves the King of Claws forward. Ryan advances. That is what the subtitles sometimes want to, or King of Claws, like Santa Claus. Bill brings out the 10 of Claws, south of his King of Claws. Ryan summons the Lord of Gears next to the Druid. Now, that couldn't capture the Druid, but it could annihilate with it. And since the Druid is a powerful card, Bill probably wants to keep that alive. He's going to move north to threaten the Queen of Claws, and Ryan's going to dodge to the east. Bill moves the 10 of Claws into his house. Ryan draws a card. And Annihilation. Bill prompts Annihilation to get that Lord out of there. Ryan advances the Queen of Claws towards Bill's edge of the board. Now, this is game 2 of a best-of-3 match here. Ryan won the first game, so if Bill loses this game, the tournament's over. No pressure, Bill. Ryan summons the 10 of gears in his house. Bill draws a card. Ryan's going to use Dragoon. Dragoon lets you move a card twice, and in this moment,
and some Meat
oh
War.
dear, Dragoon into Meat War. That was a solid play. Ryan used Dragoon to move his 10 of gears 2 spaces and capture the Druid. However, Bill was holding Meat War, the only instant speed him that allows a player to interrupt a capture and turn it into an annihilation. So no captures were awarded during that interaction. We just had a back and forth. Very interesting. Now Ryan does have a much stronger board state than Bill. Ryan has the Queen of Claws next to Bill's house, allowing him. He now has put Bill in limbo. Bill learned a hymn, and that's game. Oh wow! My goodness, that came from out of nowhere. Wow, well played. Well played. Sam, if you feel like awarding the prize money, it's sitting there. 50 to
All right,
Ryan,
so
25 to
70
Bill.
me, 5 to Ryan. There you are, gentlemen.
Well,
Well, I got to work on my shuffling. I'll practice at home until you're satisfied. All right, exit interview time. I'm going to try to interview both of you. No, just Bill, and then we'll interview Ryan later. Okay, mic's on. All right. Tell us when we're ready.
yeah, you're good.
Okay, so Bill, you didn't follow your own advice. I mean, you started strong, and but you got unlucky in your cards. What do you have to say for yourself?
I like this microphone. I'm addicted to this microphone. I want to talk into this microphone as often as I can. That's why I lost on purpose, so I could talk to the microphone.
He's in love with the
Excellent.
microphone.
All right, wow. All right, great. Yeah, no, that was short but sweet. Do you have any final words for the stream?
Any asshole can walk in and do what I did and win $25.
Yeah.
Show up.
That's right. That's
There
right.
you go. Thank you so much, Bill.
This is going out to all of you assholes out there.
All right.
All right. Awesome.
Oops. Should have
That's all
said
right.
something.
That's cool. We'll get it. I suppose the question comes to Ryan. What do you want to do, man? You want to do boss battle? Or boss battling
battle
it up.
is.
I don't have a boss battle button yet, but we do have this. So, I think for the sound for this, we should, because if these are on and they're on the speakers too,
Yeah.
then we have a really. I guess I can just go turn it down. Give me a second, because the sound is. I heard from the chat that there was a really bad echo.
Okay.
So regardless, using the table mic, if you want to have conversations using that, then we just got to kill these. Bring them down.
Okay. All right. Well, let me get this ready. That's all right. Yeah. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. I like cheese, and so does he. Thank you. Yeah.
Is that working at all? Is it working at all? It is working a little bit. Okay. Yeah. That's better. That's better. That's better.
It seems clear according to my phone speaker.
Yeah.
So I'm actually gonna, I'll leave this on since it's not gonna give me as much of an echo. Dad Ketchum, if you're still in the chat, I'm gonna unmute this table mic. Can you let me know if you're still getting an echo? Because we want to have, and Ryan, can you say some stuff?
I can say some stuff.
That's some stuff. That's
I've
some
said
stuff.
some stuff now. I'll
Does
say
that
more
sound
stuff.
okay
I
on
ain't scared of
stream?
nobody.
I'll say whatever stuff.
Say all kinds of stuff. Shoot. You better be
Apparently
careful.
that gets you pretty far in this country.
Yeah, I was gonna say, better be careful. You might become president.
I'm afraid I might say too much coherent stuff.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything from the chat, so I don't know. Can you
everything's
keep an eye
perfect.
on that, I guess?
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, I'll do commentary.
Because like once we figure this out and like lock it in, then we can like. It does. I am realizing this. I can't be lazy about it because like it does really matter the quality of the content I'm able to get out of it later.
I rolled a 7.
So boss battle.
Yeah.
All
out
right,
pretty good last time.
begin
It did.
boss
It did.
battle.
This isn't for any money. This is for glory.
I know, but you can't put a price on glory.
6. So you get to decide who goes first.
I'm gonna look at some cards first.
All right. You know, what time is it?
It's 10 till 9.
10 till 9. Okay. I had a wild hair up my ass, and I want to see, since it's such a low key stream, we can get away with it. What if we didn't use the clock?
Ooh.
How do you feel about that? You want to give it a shot just for shits and grins tonight?
Now let's use the clock.
Use the clock. Okay.
All right.
I started
I
out
figured
hating
that
the
should be just an open offer for any boss battle. It's like time.
Yeah. Okay. Timed or untimed? That's fair.
All right, I'm gonna let you go first and begin.
All right, the game begins. The boss battle. Play the fanfare. All right, Dan ditches some dirt. Ryan plays the fox, says the Lord of Flowers. For those of you at home, the Lord of Flowers is special. Can summon anything off of it and annihilates instead of captures. So Dan plays the Nine of Blades and advances. All right, and Ryan plays the Lord of Blades in front to the south of his fox. All right, Ryan gets a new hand. Dan draws. All right. Ryan plays the Fool. Roll to a 4. Let's see, the King of Blades summons. Lord of Blades dodges. Dan draws.
Good, I'm glad I got that card.
All right. Dan ditches some more dirt. All right. Ryan rolls the Lord of Bones.
Not a great place for that.
All right. The Lord of Flowers gets dodges to the side. Dan takes Ryan's house with the Nine of Blades. All right. Dan summons the Eight of Blades.
Real hurry. Get rid of that fox.
Yep. All right.
He hates this fox.
He hates these cans.
All right. The Fool gets downgraded to a 3. Dan summons the Ace of Blades adjacent to his King of Blades. All right. And then
Becker likes to be
the
fair.
Fool likes to be in that corner. All right. So the fox is being chased across the board by Dan, leveraging 2 of his cards. Ryan advances the Lord of Blades. And Dan advances the King.
This is a weird game.
It's a weird game.
All right. The fox gets rolled.
It's no different for me. It's same for me.
He's like,
Oh, and
Goodbye.
Ryan burned a turn.
well, these things happen. You'll get that. Man.
Checking to see if he was sitting in my chair.
No.
Chair.
No.
That's how it went off for me.
Lindsay.
Close caption saying somebody said Clancy.
All right, Dan draws. Ryan plays primary.
I'll take this one.
All right, and then Dan's going to shuffle. you?
Oh, I'm not gonna use it.
I'm not gonna use it. Okay. All right. Dan's move. Dan summons the 9 of gears. Ryan moves the Fool, and it's a 5. Dan dodges the 9 of gears to the south and
Good enough.
captures the Lord of Blades in a trade invalidated by Meat War. Ryan plays the 3 of gears, and Dan is advancing the 9 and the ace. Meanwhile, Ryan keeps drawing cards. Ryan plays Arcanum. Dan learns a hymn. Ryan learns a hymn. Dan advances the king. Ryan draws. Let's see here. So Ryan summoned the king, but Dan bought the king.
Joke's on you, because I've got Kinsakura.
Well played, sir.
That was a
Right.
weird
That was
top
awesome.
half of that game.
That was interesting.
I love the Fox Fool combo.
Yeah, that was great.
All right.
I
So
feel like I kind of beat myself on that one.
yeah. All right. Let's. If you don't mind, Ryan, let's do an exit interview with you. Is the levels on this turned down?
It is turned down, yes. So you go ahead and flick that on.
It's
And I'm gonna come
on.
over here. I'm gonna mute the table, Mac.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, the darker the corner, the more I like it. Vampire teen.
All right, the mic is on now.
That's a good question. So, you won the tournament, but you lost your boss battle. Like, what did you learn from that? Like, what did you learn from that last game?
I think you got to be really specific about the Lord of Flowers. I think you have to have a plan for it. Because my inclination, because it can't be captured, is to do that more often. But I think you really have to have the cards to back it up. And I had no cards to back it up.
Gotcha. Okay, well, yeah, and that was enjoyable to watch. You know, kind of short and sweet. Do you have any final words for the stream?
Just that everybody should come out and do this and have as much fun as we're having. I come back every week. I don't have to. They don't make me. I choose this.
Blink twice if they're making mistakes.
I will blink twice eventually, but I'm not being coerced. Well, I guess technically we both got paid to be here.
Yeah. That's true.
It's not guaranteed. We've both beaten him.
Yeah.
I've seen you do it.
Yep, that's true. All right, great. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man. Round of applause, everybody. Yay!
All right.
Woo!
All right, are the levels
Bill,
down?
we love you, man. Levels are down.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
It's cool.
So, this concludes our 39th Monday Night Mercenarium. Before we sign off, there's a couple things I wanna say on stream here out into the ether so I can harvest it for content later. Well, first, and I was telling you, and I posted about it in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. We would love to have you in the Discord. It's a great place for us to build community and have conversations and know what's going on and what we're doing with the brand. And
vote on the rules.
Vote on the rules and about whether or not I mess with NFTs. I don't know. So the first thing I wanted to say is we want to give a huge shout of appreciation to our sponsor, Courtesy Diner, not only for continuing to, they funded us this whole year. We've had a prize pool where people can come and for free enter a tournament for a game that I made that is it's just been absolutely wonderful. It's empowered us to really reach more people and give the people who show up for us something that they can enjoy, something that they can play for. And it sounds like, and I guess knock on wood or whatever, I don't have it enshrined in a legal document yet, but it sounds like they're down to sponsor us again next year. So that's a whole other year of Monday Night Mercenarium with prize pools that I'm really looking forward to. And in addition, I do have this confirmed. We will have on Monday, December 23rd, that's 2 days before Christmas, we're going to be doing a Monday Night Mercenarium here, and the prize pool, Courtesy is supplying us with with $400 more for the prize pool. So first prize is going to be $200, second prize is going to be $100. Still going to be free to enter. We're hoping that that'll be a bigger event, bring some more people out, and something you can be excited about, and then we can, have it on. We've been practicing the stream all year, so I think it's going to be cool. And I hope that you'll join us there. Also, the Evergreen Patreon, right?
That's right.
That's right, Patreon. Now, you back the Patreon.
I do back the Patreon. I'm a fool. I'm a fool for this.
You're a full member. A member tier fool. We have a Patreon, and you can support what we're trying to do with Monday Night Mercenarium. You can get some behind-the-scenes footage and like insights into like decisions in the creative process. You can have more sway on like what rules, if you want to play test early prototypes of like expansions and things like that. And all that stuff is accessible if you're on the Patreon, and I'll just like essay sometimes. So if you want to support what we're trying to do here with Monday Night Mercenarium, with Anthromancer more broadly, check us out on Patreon. We'd love to have you. You can tag the QR code. Yeah, QR code right there. Or just go to ffm.bio/Anthromancer to get the link tree that'll lead you to all the relevant links. You can follow us on social media. Is there anything else I normally need to mention?
Not this week.
Not this week.
I don't think so. I mean, we're here at the Crack Fox. Hooray,
Right.
Crack Fox.
Yeah, Crack
Woo,
Fox.
Crack Fox.
We freaking love the Crack Fox.
I met my wife here.
That's so crazy. You've mentioned that to me before, but I forgot until now.
Yeah.
Yeah, a great spot, bar for the Misfit Toys. And, and if you come and hang out in person, you get industry discounts, drink specials, all kinds of good stuff, and that delicious Dogtown pizza. I think that's everything. Well, I'm not. There's a guy doing a thing. There's a guy doing a 3D intro video for our stream, and I'm just excited about it. But nothing's really changed in that, so whatever.
Yeah.
Have a good night. That's been a Mercenary.
Monday Night Mercenarium.
Woohoo! That was fine, right? That was fine. We're good.
It's fine.
That's fine. That was great. Cool.
Yeah.